do you have anything you want to bring up before I, Supervisor Guzman?
Probably some of us will say the same thing, but I wanted to take a moment to beyond thank the staff from last night that worked in an almost impossible situation to try and create dialogue with the community on the data centers. What Mr. Bohofer and Mr. Pearson, Mr. Barker, and all those invited guests had to endure was beyond believable to me. I can't thank those guys enough for sticking through it and putting themselves out there and having to listen to people yell and scream and call them names. I was embarrassed, and I hope that kind of situation, our staff is not put in that situation again. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else want to speak? Some of the statements that were being made, and I want folks to know that you actually had 5 supervisors attend that meeting. We were all in the back. We were all watching, and under the circumstances, our staff did a fabulous job. You know, Mr. Wallhofer, Mr. Pearson, Mr. Barker, and to all the speakers that did speak, we'd greatly appreciate it. With that said, I'm going to bring this forward for the supervisors to take in consideration. Following last night's community outreach meeting regarding data centers, we took note of citizen feedback during and after the meeting regarding the meeting format and process, and would like to work on improving the process. In addition, there were several questions raised regarding noise and health impacts, which that expertise was missing from the panel of presenters. In going through the submitted questions, there is additional information and expertise that we would like to secure for the next meeting. Staff would like to postpone the second community meeting scheduled for February 26, 2026 at James Wood High in order to revise the meeting format and try to secure additional expertise to answer the noise and health-related questions raised during the first meeting. Board, I'd like to see that. If we're all in agreement, I think that's a smart thing to do. How do you want to handle it?
Mr. Chairman, I would agree with you, what you read there. And I would make a motion that the board accept the idea of canceling the next meeting for the purpose of doing more research and setting things up in a better method. And also gives us an opportunity to get more citizen involvement, but prior to having these meetings, so we know exactly what they would like to hear.
All right, we got a motion?
So it's a motion.
I don't want to get into semantics here, but you said postpone, he said cancel, so.
Yeah, we've got it right now as postponed.
I would say postpone it indefinitely
Yeah, there you go.
indefinitely until what time we can get this done.
Thank you.
Postpone indefinitely. Do I have a second?
I'd second that.
All right, can I do a voice on this? All those in favor? Oh, yes, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. Any questions?
Yeah, I realize you had the meeting down in the southern part of the county, but quite a few people in my district were looking forward to tomorrow nights so they could get the information. So open-endedly postponing, I'm not in favor of. If we want to put it off for a couple of weeks, but I think both ends of the county need to have access to that information. Hopefully my constituents will be a little more polite and well-mannered, but I think it's important that all the citizens get this information. So I'm not in favor of postponing indefinitely. I'd rather see us, whether it's 2 weeks, 1 month, but have something in there to where we get back and have the one at James Wood.
Well, how about we do this? How about we revisit this a month from now? So, and then we can make a determination of what would be a good, when would be appropriate to schedule. Would that be appropriate for you?
Yeah, I'll be fine with if it comes back within a month, but I do want to see it happen at James Wood. So, like I said, the northern area of the county has its chance.
Mr. Chairman, I would remove the indefinitely and place in there 1 month.
Okay, so we'll revisit in a month and see what works for the staff regarding doing this. I'm good with that, but I'm hoping this side, it's going to be a little nicer than what it was last night, because it was tough. And I think, I can go down this rabbit hole. I ran on civility and common sense, and that's all I'm looking for. We can all do this. We can all work through this. We're all grown-ups and individuals, but doggone, civil and common sense. Be nice about it. So, all right, with that, yes, sir. Mr.
I think last night, I mean, to piggyback a little bit on what Mike said, I mean, but there was no respect last night.
Right.
And we can all have different opinions. We can all, we can agree to disagree respectfully. And that wasn't within our community, and that's not who we are. And I would just, I charge staff to try to figure out a way if there's anything that we can do to craft the meeting structure, because they tried their best. And unfortunately, we were overrun by, I'll call it an angry mob. I mean, it was ugly. And we don't need to be that as a county. And I know I had some conversations with Mike personally, trying to be like, hey, you know, he did a great job. Let's just all brainstorm what we can do to make it better. Because the whole staff, everybody that was there, they shouldn't have had to go on through what they did. And I can understand the concern about going through it again.
And I'll piggyback on that. I went through all the panels, each representative, and I apologize on behalf of the county, because that's not who we are. That was not our face. That's not who we are. You know, I mean, I've just experienced how wonderful this community is and the love you feel for this community. So that's how it should be. So
I think it should be advertised a lot better and clearer as what it is, that it's there to provide information to the citizens. We're not endorsing data centers. We're not saying anything of the sort. We're just giving the public information. It's not a two-way conversation. It's just to give information to the county, or from the county to the citizens, because I did have some phone calls. I didn't attend Sharanda because wrong end of the county for me. I was planning on being at James Wood, but I had people call that said that they were there to learn. They wanted to hear what was going on. And I guess the acoustics in there weren't that great because they couldn't hear anything. They ended up leaving early as the crowd got out of control, and they were disappointed. So there are citizens that are interested in hearing what is going to be presented. And I think they should have a chance to hear it.
Yeah.
yes, sir. Vice Chair.
So, yes, sir, Supervisor Oates, I agree with you. As I was leaving, I know the chairman had the same thing. There were a number of people who came up to me and said, what a shame. I came here to learn. I came here to see what's going on. And a very small percentage of the people that were there were fully prepared and ready. They were standing outside the door. They already knew what they were going to do. They already were prepared to disrupt the meeting, and they did so. I don't know how you control that. You know, it's a sad situation on our community that people do that, but it will happen. It will happen at yours also. You have good people in your community, but you have people outside or in your community who are disruptors, and they just disrupt for the heck of disrupting. And it's sad because the people were there with good intent, and the people who in our department and from the power companies and so forth came and gave us their time to try to talk through this thing and weren't given that opportunity. So shame on us. Shame on us as a community. We need to do better. And any help the community can give when you're in those situations, I think you need to let people know you're not appreciated for doing that kind of thing. Sometimes we sit back quietly and don't say anything. But when somebody's disrupting a meeting, you have the opportunity to say, you know what, this is my county. Don't do that in my county. So thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Anybody else? All right. So vote that we will bring this back up a month from now and talk to staff, right? Everybody agree? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed?